Hello everyone, my name is Christine Hall and this is my summary of learning project. I just wanted to talk to you about some of my experiences and how my perspectives have evolved with technology. So I took ECMP455 quite a while ago, either in my first or second year of university, and I walked into it thinking, technology is so not important in the classroom. It hinders us and our students. It's a distraction. And ultimately, walking in, I was thinking, how can I get rid of technology in my classroom and have a no cell phone policy? That's kind of what my goal was. But after ECMP455 and some practical, classroom experience, I have learned that technology is a tool that is absolutely so amazing in the classroom. I just recently did my pre-internship in high school, and it was a fabulous experience. I used an app called Remind in my classroom, and I was teaching a visual art classroom for 3 weeks. We would use that tool to communicate with the students that were not there, they had missing tasks. I would send that out on the weekend to remind them about what was due on Monday or Tuesday, or some of the upcoming things, maybe things that they needed to bring for class. It was a very successful tool, and I actually went through my assignments and went through and averaged out the students that did have the Remind and the students that didn't have the Remind and what the success rate was, and it was huge. It was 100%. All the students that I had on Remind had all of their assignments handed in to me. So I thought that was kind of an interesting find, and it's obvious that it was very successful just with the evidence that I found. So yes, and I just want to talk to you about Twitter. Twitter has been also a journey for me. I hated it at first. I didn't really want to even download it. I was at a stage in my life where I didn't really use social media for anything positive or negative, but I didn't find a use for it. So now that I have my professional Twitter, it's a fabulous place for me to connect with other educators and also to connect with other students. Like-minded students in university, but also students who I kind of potentially are teaching online. I had the opportunity to meet with an educator online, and she connected with me with her student for Genius Hour, and she was researching professional figure skaters and wanted to communicate with somebody. And I was fortunate enough to have been chosen, and we communicated via email regarding regarding some of her questions for Genius Hour. So I thought that was a fabulous, amazing thing to expand our learning in the classroom, because that teacher can only give so much. She only has so many experiences, and now that my experience is attached to her learning, it gives her a much deeper and more of a better understanding for her learning experience in Genius Hour. I've also connected with a number of educators in Regina and elsewhere. I had a kind of a conversation with one in Australia, and I had a number of educators in Regina look at my blog and kind of give me some constructive feedback in regards to that. So that was another amazing experience to enhance my Twitter page and my online presence. My blog has been an amazing journey too. I kind of, at the beginning of ECMP455, I went there and deleted kind of those bad posts from 355 and had a better understanding of practical teaching in the classroom because I had more experience in it, and I've grown up in the past couple of years since I took the 355, and it was important to me to have relevant and appropriate language on my blog, and I was using that, but it wasn't really that relevant, so I decided to delete some of those posts, and now I've accumulated a really great page that is in regards to my perspective on technology and teaching and kind of what I bring forth to my teaching. I have had a number of people comment on my blogs. We've had really great conversations in regards to some of the things that I've said, I'm really passionate about being an inclusive educator, a mindful educator, an educator that does her utmost best for all of the students. That's really important, and that involves assessment, instructional strategies, differentiation, kind of all of those inclusive classroom important things kind of all into one in my blog. I think it does a good job of outlining the person that I am. I think you can see kind of my personality, what I value in life, and it's just a little bit more of an insight into me. And I think it's a great thing to do. I hope to further produce it kind of as an online portfolio and have more of my more educational kind of achievements and goals and things like that on my page as well. I want to talk about reflection because I think reflection is the most important thing when you're an educator, or even when you're going to school at all, when you're learning. It's important that you reflect on your experience and learn about it. We've had so many great educational experiences in this course, and I really loved developing my voice through my blog. And while I was reflecting on experiences, I found that I had a deeper understanding. And this is kind of all part of being a mindful educator as well. And I hope to be a connected educator that is continually evolving and adapting perspectives, because it's really important to me that I don't graduate next year and never learn anything else. That to me is the absolute wrong way to teach. It's important to me to have all these experiences, to look at them in the future, but it's also important to see my journey and how I've changed and how I've reflected on each part of my journey, each step, each little rock in my statue. And yeah, so I think that sums up my learnings in this class. I can't touch on every single thing that I learned because I've learned a lot in this course. I really value this course. I think I will continue to take these courses if I can and participate in, Sask Ed Chat, Arts Ed Chat, Ed Tech Chat, all of those kind of chats to keep myself up to date as a connected educator. And the biggest thing that I could say is what I've learned from technology in an educational setting is that this AMR model really put it in perspective for me. It's kind of like redefining and enhancing our learning experience, because as one educator in one room, you only have so much to offer. And if you pull from other areas such as technology, you can access a larger learning experience for your children. And I witnessed that in my pre-internship because we researched global issues, and a lot of my students wanted to impact a larger population other than just our classroom, so we reached out to a global platform on Twitter, and we created a hashtag, and it was a fabulous experience. They really felt like they were doing good for this world. They really thought that their voices were heard outside of the classroom, and that was really important to them. And these students were very passionate about their global issues, and they were looking on Twitter to raise awareness, to kind of be like activists. It was a very powerful experience. So I will continue to integrate technology in a positive way that impacts them in the bigger picture. That's important to me. Anyways, thank you. It was a fabulous semester. Thank you.